Good evening, everybody. We're about to finish off another winning Saturday. 2-1 mark in our free plays last night. We're just waiting on some final results from the NBA, college basketball, and the NHL. Looks like we should be in pretty good shape overall when it's all said and done. Welcome to Against the Public. I'm Dana Lane. We're the only show to analyze early betting patterns by the public, and we've done that once again with 3 more free college basketball plays for Sunday as we go after our 4th straight winning day and 4th straight winning card. Before I get to our free plays, of course, my NBA plays are already locked and loaded. $49.99 gives you all 3 of my top NBA plays for Sunday for one low price. And of course, they always come with our Pick Dawgz win guarantee that states you must profit or receive an immediate site credit for the purchase price. In addition, don't mess with any, if you don't want to mess with any of this, if you don't want to mess with the free game or the individual games or the 3-pack, of course, I always have my all access pass locked and loaded 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can become a member right now by simply getting on board with a 30-day pass for $10 a day, a 90-day pass for less than $10 a day, or my annual all access pass for just $3.56 a day. Ensure these packages will ensure that you will never miss another best bet winner from me again. So please get on board with a 3-pack, individual games, or the annual pass, or the all access pass rather. Whatever you do, please make sure that you join me, and thank you to everybody that has so far. If you're not an all access member yet, these are the reasons why you should be. Over the last 30 days, all access customers have hit 57% of their selections, good for 1,983 units of profit. In 2024, this year, I've crushed 55% winners overall, 2,353 units won. That's number 1 amongst all cappers with at least 400 plays. And the NBA, all access members have 59.4% winners, plus 1,013 units. In college basketball, 60.4% winners with 1,683 units won overall. In the last 30 days. The last 90 days, 55% winners, plus 1,351 units won. And this season in college hoops, I'm up over 1,000 units of profit. So those are the reasons why you should join me. Please make sure you get involved with an all-access pass so you never miss another top play again. With that being said, I was going to do something else, but with that being said, let's get to our free plays for Sunday. We're going to start things off 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 8:17, 8:18. Creighton Blue Jays minus 2.5, 153 is the total against the St. John's Red Storm. And you always knew, you do this long enough, you kind of know, massive win against UConn. This next game out, we're going to see a funky number, and we're certainly seeing that funky number. They just got through beating UConn by 19 points. That was the 4th straight cover for Creighton. And seasoned gamblers will tell you that, really shouldn't be hanging a 2.5 in this game, but here we are. We're looking at this, and really the truth is, Creighton is 20-7 straight up. But until their recent run where they've had 3 straight games, until their recent run of winning against the spread, they were 3 games under 500 going into this game. I saw them live earlier against UNLV, and I'm like, a lot of talent there, but I just don't know if I can rely on them, especially the deeper they get into the season. Again, great win against UConn, but can I rely on them to continue that and come back after such a pivotal win in their season? And that's where I kind of struggle giving up the 2.5 in this game. The Johnnies have lost 5 of 7 straight up, 6-7 against the number. But yet we're looking at Creighton minus 2.5. There's nothing about this that makes sense to me. I think the public is going to fall hook, line, and sinker for this. I think you'll even get a better number than plus 2.5. So far, we see 62% of the money coming in on Creighton, 66% of the tickets in on Creighton. We get to see exactly, and I love these little scenarios because we get to see exactly the relationship between coach and player. And no matter what the sport is, every time a coach goes kind of a little ballistic, so which we saw Rick Pitino do on his team, we get to see how the team responds. And if the team responds well, that means there's a good bond. That means, hey, look, I'm calling you out. You need to be be publicly talked about in this manner because you're just not closing out the games, which is exactly what the Johnnies are not doing. So we'll get to see how the response is there, and it can go both ways too. Patino goes crazy and St. John's does not respond. That tells you a lot about that program and where it's at as well. But I think they are going to respond in this game. I think the odds makers think they are as well. So we're going to take St. John's plus the 2.5. In game number 2, 12 o'clock Eastern time. 821, 822 is your rotation numbers. SMU Mustangs minus 1.5 on the road. 147 is your total against the South Florida Bulls. Mustangs just snapped a 4-game over streak, but they did allow 80 points in that game against Florida Atlantic, and they could have pushed that one over too if they were a little bit better than 39% from the floor and 27% from the three. They had all the makings of going over, but because of their poor shooting, it just couldn't get there. Only scored 70 points in that game. Bulls have not been a reliable team, reliable over team this year, but to me, SMU, when you look at them, they average 28.8 made field goals per game. That's 38th in the country. 62.4 field goals attempted per game. That's 39th in the country. So that tells you that they're more than happy to play an over pace. And I think they are going to do enough to push this game over the total. The number seems like a little bit of a trap too. It's a little bit more than I expected, especially with the Bulls who have cashed 17 of their 25 games have gone under the total. I expected this to be a little bit lower. I think the odds makers are throwing it out there as bait. Not as bad as we've seen with some other numbers, but I think they're throwing it out there as bait. But if this game does not go over the total, you can't tell me that the bookmakers are going to, or the odds makers are going to still throw out high 140 games with the Bulls, because to me it just doesn't make sense. We've seen totals that are a little bit more than that, a little bit less than that too, but you continue to cash under tickets and you're still slapping up their 147s and 148s. I just don't. I don't see that continuing if they don't go over the total. But I do think they will in this game. I think it's going to be a fast pace. We just need a little bit more consistency offensively from both teams, and I think this will go over the 147. And then game number 3, 2 o'clock Eastern time, 823, 824. Southern Illinois, the Salukis, minus 2.5 and 142 on the road against Evansville, the Purple Aces. Salukis have been a reliable wager this year. They're 17-10 ATS. They've won 6 of 9, and the 2 games that they lost in that span were in overtime. So really good recent form. The Purple Aces have also been great against the number, but were not good from a defensive standpoint against UIC and Illinois State. They gave up 88 points and 86 points respectively. They haven't allowed less than 70 points in 4 straight games, which is also a factor for me. And you guys know that I also love to bet teams that are really good from the free throw line. And we know that the Salukis certainly are 28th in the nation, shooting over 77% from the free throw line. And on the flip side of that, Evansville is not a good free throw shooting team. They're 214th in the nation in free throw percentage. SIU is 14th in the nation in three-point defense, and I think the Salukis will have a little extra incentive in this game. With 3 games left, they're sitting in 4th place in the Missouri Valley Conference, and we know that the top 4 in that conference get first-round byes in their conference tournament. So I think we're going to see a inspired Southern Illinois team. I think 2.5 is more than reasonable, and I'm going to give that up. We're going to take Southern Illinois minus 2.5. So that does it for your free plays for Sunday. Now go to pickdawgz.com, get involved with my NBA 3-pack for $49.99. Gives you all 3 of my top NBA plays for one low price. And of course, that comes with our Pick Dawgz win guarantee. If you don't want to do that, please get an all-access pass. Get every one of my plays for the next week, the next month, the next year, whatever you're comfortable doing. Grab the credit card, put it on the card. We'll pay it off by the end of the term. Whatever you do, please just make sure you get involved. And thank you to everybody that has so far. We're going to finish this weekend off on a high note. I want one of those massive days. Kind of putting together a little bit of profit here. That's fine and all. I want a massive day. That's what I'm always looking for and always hoping for. So profits is great. The big day is what we're going after, and I think we have it on Sunday. I've seen a little bit better cards, but certainly this is very, very strong. And I've been doing this long enough to know that, when I'm looking at my card, my gut tells me, yeah, this is a good one. I feel good about that. So this is telling me it's a good card, and hopefully we're going to put together one of those massive days. So let's recap our free plays one more time. We're going to go St. John's plus 2.5, SMU, Florida, over 147, and Southern Illinois minus 2.5. So that does it for today's show. Thank you to everyone who continues to help, continue to make this show bigger and bigger every single day. And we'll try to get that 4th straight winning day for you, and hopefully you're putting some money in your pocket. For Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Sunday.